Hey guys, so today I'm going to be giving you all some tips and advice as it pertains to college and going to the university of your choice. So I actually didn't just come up with this list on my own. I asked some of my friends who I went to college with. In case y'all don't know, which I'm sure y'all don't, I graduated last year, May of 2018. Oh my God, it's almost been a year. With a major in film and minors in business administration, entrepreneurship, and broadcasting, because I am just all over the place. And now I'm working on getting my master's in marketing, so yeah, going to school is so much easier than working in the real world. I am not trying to rush anything. But yeah, so I'm going to go over these tips for those who have been to a college university. Feel free to put your own tips and advice in the comment section, or, tell me your own experiences. And for those who are going to go to college very soon this upcoming year, this is for you. So number one, these are 10 tips. Number one, don't feel bad if you do not have your major picked out coming in. A lot of people don't. I had a friend, Caitlin, shout out to Caitlin. She also has her own YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, my friend Caitlin changed her major 4 times because she was a film major, then she was a English major, then she wanted to do teaching, and then Chinese. And there was probably something, I think there was something science related in the middle of that, maybe. And then she went back to film. But yeah, so she did all that while she was in college. And you don't have to feel pressured to know your major. Like I did. I knew I wanted to go into film. I knew that was something I wanted to do. But that was just me. But a lot of people just don't have a major coming in, and they just do their electives or whatever. And that's what they focus on. So don't feel like you have to choose a major right now. If there's something that you're interested in that you just want to give it a, go for it, then yeah, and don't be afraid to change later on, because you do not want to be stuck with a major and a degree that you never wanted. Number 2, do not be afraid to expand your friend group. I know in high school we went from having like 20 friends to senior year to only have 2 or 3. But in college, you really want to diversify your friend group, because you never know after college the kind of people you're going to meet or the kind of people you're going to need to help you get to the place that you need to go. And that can even apply in college. Like having friends who are in sororities, and then having friends who are in band, and having friends who are in film. Like having those connections really does make you a better person, and it also helps you further on when you need help with something. So don't just limit yourself to the 2-3 friends that you came from high school with and just hanging out with them. Don't do it. A, it probably won't work because you're all going to change. And B, it's just like, why limit yourself? College is for making connections, networking, doing all of that, getting to the best version of yourself that you can be. Some of us succeed at that first round. Some of us are still growing, like myself. Number 3 goes back to classes. Number 3 is, and this is something that a professor told me back in high school, and I'm so glad I listened to him because it really did help me not lose my freaking mind. Space out your electives. Do not, and I know there's people who have done this, so maybe they have a different opinion, but I did not do this. Do not take all your electives at once. Your electives are supposed to be, your easy, fun classes. Your electives are just supposed to be something that you can choose to take in the middle of your actual classes that pertain to your major. So yeah, do not rush and take all your electives, or else you'll go through your junior, senior year only taking classes within your major. And half the time, I don't even think that's possible because of the way that they sometimes schedule classes. And also, that is so stressful, because it's one thing when you take your electives, it's another thing when you're taking classes for your major and you really want to succeed in those. Like, you want to succeed in all your classes, but let's be honest, your electives aren't shit compared to your actual classes in your major. So try, if you can, space out your electives all year long. And I'm talking about not just for the first year, I'm talking about all 4 years, 5 years that you go to college. Number 4, and this is really important, and I know there are so many people who don't do this, but I'm telling you, trust me when I say, read the syllabus. Read the syllabus, read the syllabus, read the syllabus, because there is so much information in there that is important or crucial to the class that your professor will never tell you. Not only looking at the textbooks to see what's required, but also looking at the schedule of what we're going to be doing. So I know not every professor does this, but a lot of mine did, where you have a schedule week by week, even day by day, what you're going to be doing in class, what assignments are going to be due, when tests are going to be due, all that stuff. And you really need to look at that and plan ahead. Because what you don't want to do is spend a weekend in Nashville partying it up, getting drunk, and then you realize Monday, oh yeah, I have a test that my professor didn't constantly remind me about, because they won't, because they're not your parents, they're not your babysitters. They're not going to constantly remind you about upcoming assignments. And that story is not from first person point of view. This is just something that I know other people have done, is waited till last minute and be like, oh, I didn't know that assignment was due, and it's like, okay, Kelly, read the syllabus and you'll see that it was due. So yes, please read the syllabus, and I'll also give you like a little like sneak peek into the class itself to see if it's something that you actually want to take, if you're actually gonna need to get a tutor or whatever it may be. Number 5, speaking of the syllabus, do not rush and buy the textbook, especially from your school's library, because they will overcharge you by hundreds of dollars. Like, I'm not even kidding. One textbook that I may get from my school's library that costs $200 something may cost $50 on Chegg. And they send me a Red Bull. So, yes, another reason to read the syllabus is so you can see what books you're gonna need, because normally you won't need them right away. They'll give you like a week or so. So try, if you can, get your books off of Chegg, or even like talk to people who've taken the class and see if you even need the book to begin with, because there have been many classes where I didn't buy the textbook because I didn't need it. Like, it's stupid, because the professors themselves will put a lot of the content that they want you to actually know in a PowerPoint. If you need the textbook, get it, but if you're gonna get it, please get it from Chegg, or get it from someone who already took the class and buy the book off of them. Just save yourself some money if you can, and do not buy the textbook from the school library, because they will overcharge you like a son of a bitch. Number 6. I think this is number 6. I'm gonna say number 6. Be careful with your money. Learn to budget. I know in high school it was easy to spend money because it wasn't yours, and maybe that is still the case in college. The money isn't yours, but for some people that have had to work and, like, you know, support themselves, please learn how to budget, because it's so easy to spend money in college. With the food, because, oh yeah, the food was mostly what I spent mine on, let's be honest. I even had like a meal plan on my campus where I could have Chick-fil-A and Steak and Shake and Panda Express, and I still spent a lot of money on food for no reason at all. Cookout, oh my god, I used to spend so much money at Cookout and Wendy's. Anyway, yeah, learn to budget, because that money will go by fast. And if you are not working, definitely learn how to budget, because you never know what's gonna pop up, because as I said, textbooks can sometimes cost $200 something, and if you don't have a scholarship to pay for that, you really do not want to rack up on loans. Paying back on a college degree that really didn't even help you that much. Maybe, we'll see. But yeah, speaking of which, I had a professor who $250,000 in debt because he went to USC, was it USC? He went to a university in California for film. Now he is a professor at Western Kentucky and is $250,000 in debt, and I cannot imagine. I have never even seen $250,000 in my bank account. I cannot imagine paying that much. Like, I'm in debt for my master's program, and it's not even close to that. So yes, budget, be nice to your wallet, budget. Number 7. So this is something that my friend Shelby mentioned, and this was not something that I did a lot, but I can see why you should. You should go to your professor's office hours. And it's not just going to their office hours, like if you need help, or, you know, so-and-so won't leave you alone, the tattletale, I don't know what you guys be doing. But yeah, go to your professor's office hours, if anything, just to show face. And that is something that I did do. Now, I did that in class, but raising my hand, talking to the professor after class, I was a kiss ass, I'm not gonna lie. I showed face hard. But you guys should definitely show face, because your professor, You are not their only student, and that is not their only class. They have so many classes, not only throughout the day, but so many throughout the week. And so they are going to lose you in the sea of students. And if there comes a point where you need extra time on something, you need help with something, you want advice, you want something at all, you need to have a professor to back you up. And I know that sounds like really sneaky, but like also it's college and everyone is out for their own in so many different ways. So please go to the office hours, because not only just to show face, but sometimes like just professors want you to come to their office hours because they have to have them. And if someone's going to show up, they're going to give you so much info on probably the next test that other students aren't going to know about. They're going to be like, you should study this, this, and this. And everyone else doesn't even know that. So when the test comes, you're like, oh my God, I'm happy I went to the office hours because now I know. Number 8, meet with your advisor often. Do not get screwed over. And this comes from my friend Caitlin, who, you know, the person who changed their major 4, 5, 6, 12 different times. She knows what she's talking about. Go to your advisor, because, and this isn't even her. There have been other people who have had their advisors screw them over. Because what they're not going to do, again, is baby you. And so if you are not taking the classes that you need, or taking them in the way that you need to take them, because you can't just take that class and then you're good. No, you got to take certain classes in a certain order at a certain time to fulfill your major and to fulfill the requirements for your degree. And your advisor sometimes will overlook that. They may be busy or whatever. They may not be doing their job right. Who knows? So yes, meet with your advisor on a regular basis, because they can not only give you a lot of insight into what you need to do, but also it keeps them on track of your stuff. So if they're constantly seeing Billy Joe, and Billy Joe is always in their face, they're always going to think about Billy Joe and make sure that Billy Joe is taken care of. Because same thing with professors, advisors see so many students on a regular basis. They get so many emails on a regular basis. So you cannot just shoot your advisor an email and expect a response within a day or two. Sometimes they will not even email you back. I've had that happen before. And so the best thing for you to do is just go up, show face, ask questions, because that's the whole point of going. Ask questions so you know that you are taking the classes you need to take. And you're even taking them with the professors that you probably should be taking them with, because advisors hear a lot of crap about different professors. And so if they know any drama's going on, they will probably tell you, because the advisors I've had love the gossip. So, number 9, don't be afraid to live in the dorms. Like, I know there's so many people like, oh my God, they're so nasty. You got the like community showers and you gotta share your room. No, even if just for a year, even just for a semester, please at least try to live in the dorms. I know there's some people that really can't, but if you do have the ability to stay in the dorms at least for a year, you should. And I stayed in the dorms for 3 years. Now I could have gotten an apartment sooner. I just didn't. I like living in the dorms because I didn't have to drive to school, so I never had to worry about that. I could sleep in more, but also because I really got to know people, my different roommates. Like, and I think that's the whole point of living in the dorms, is to build a community and build sisterhood or brotherhood or whatever, and just have people that you can go to when things are rough. Like, for instance, I was taking an accounting class. I hate math. I hate it. I really do. And I had no clue what I was doing, mainly because I didn't buy the textbook. But I was so stressed and I didn't know what I was doing. I was so confused. But the girl across from me was an accounting major. So what I did was I started going to her for her to tutor me. Now, we were not friends. We did not hang out. We never went out to lunch together, but we were on the same floor in my dorm. 9th floor, I think. Was I on the 9th floor that year? Yeah, I was on the 9th floor in my dorm. And yeah, she lived just across from me. I would see her in passing, say hey. And I got comfortable enough to just walk across the hall and ask her to tutor me. And I got an A in accounting. And I do contribute a lot of that to her having the time and patience to help me with my homework and just teach me everything that she knew. So yeah, that was very beneficial. I could not have gotten that by, living at home with my parents, which I know is more of a financial decision, but also there are people who could live in a dorm It definitely should, because it's going to make you, again, network, which is the whole point. Network, network, network. So number 10, and this is my last tip, and this is something that I think isn't discussed a lot about, or that a lot of professors don't touch on, or advisors at tell you about, but study abroad. There aren't going to be many opportunities in your life after college where you're going to have the time and the money to study abroad. And this definitely is aimed towards my sisters, because they are getting up in age where they're going to be going to college in the next, like, how old are they? 4 years. They're going to be going to college, and what I really want them to do is study abroad. What they're afraid to do is get out of their comfort zone. But studying abroad, in case you guys don't know, and you're new to my channel, also like, comment, subscribe. I studied abroad in South Korea. You can check out the videos on this channel. Hopefully I'll put something up here, or you can just go on my main channel and I have a whole little file for it. But anyway, yeah, I studied abroad in South Korea for a semester and I loved it. Like, it really pushed me to become a more independent person. Like, I had never traveled somewhere by myself. I was almost 21 years old and had not been anywhere that my parents had not been with me. And so, yeah, studying abroad not only makes you more independent, but it makes you more culturally aware and to see people in their own environment. Because it's one thing to be like, oh, I'm an American, or I'm this, I'm that, and this is my place of living, and this is what's normal, this is what everyone does. And no, not everyone does that. And some of the stuff that you do is probably weird or disrespectful in someone else's country. And it really makes you respect how other people live. Like taking off your shoes before you come in someone's house. Like, that's something that I still do now. Like, I know there's people that walk in and out their house with their shoes on, and I don't do that anymore. I try not to do that anymore. And I leave my shoes at the door. Like, that's something that I still do. I recognize Korean when I see Korean writing somewhere. I'm like, oh, that's Korean. Like, and that's cool, because not everyone can do that. And I met a lot of people. Like, now I have friends in Sweden. I have friends in Germany, where I am right now. I have a friend in France. That's how great that is about studying abroad. It really does push you to become more independent and more of an adult, which is something that you need to do while in college. Do not leave college and then expect adulthood to just consume every part of your life and you know what to do all at once. No, I learned how to write a check in college. I didn't know how to do that, which is something I feel like high school should definitely teach people. I didn't know how to fill out a check. I had to Google that crap, and then I did it, and now I know how to fill out a check. So, yeah, study abroad, do all that jazz, go somewhere different. Don't just pick the stereotypical places everyone goes. I mean, like, still you get an experience out of that, but also, like, really push yourself. Try to push yourself. But yeah, if there's anything that I'm missing, feel free to put them in the comments below. This is like, I'll probably do a part 2 of this depending on how this goes, if people actually care what I have to say. I may or may not do a part 2, because there's definitely more that can be said about college. I have stories too. I may share those stories, but if I share those stories, I gotta like warn my husband about them. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you all next time. Bye.